Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer here, and today I'm going to be bringing you part 2 of the comic book 2-pack Quaylen Voss and Commander Faie action figure. This guy is pretty cool, but before we take a look at him, we're going to be looking at the packaging. I went over this in the video from yesterday. It's fairly plain packaging, but the comic book is in there and it does offer the art on the back. There's the description. If you want to pause and read that, you can. And here are the figures. And here are the other things in the wave. I did show this yesterday, so if you want to see, in depth more about this comic book, you can look back at that video. That's Quaylen Voss. But we'll get back to the figure. Here he is, and he's probably the saving grace of this pack because he is pretty good. He is pretty much the same body as the other Kashyyyk Trooper that was released in the 30th anniversary wave, but he does have a different helmet. This one slides completely off his head. You can see here that they have what I'm assuming is a new sculpt. He's got 2 scratches on the side of his face, or scars, I guess. If you read the comic book, you'll see that he does have those, so I'm glad that they put those on there. His helmet is fairly soft, so you can fit it over his head. And he does come with one accessory. It's the kind of chunkier clone blaster, and it does fit in his hands. You can't really tell on camera, but it's kind of a dark charcoal color. It's not completely black, so it is different from pretty much every other release of this gun. He does hold it really well, and while I've got it, I'll go ahead and measure it so you can see how big it is. Looks like about 2¼ inches. For anyone who is not from America, there are 2.54 centimeters in every inch. We'll go ahead and measure him. Looks about 3¾ inch, which is pretty much the standard scale for these guys. He's got fairly good articulation underneath his helmet. His head is ball hinged. Doesn't have the biggest range of motion, but it is there. You can swivel it, kind of tilt it down or whatever. Put his helmet back on. He's got ball hinge shoulders, ball hinge elbows with really good motion, swivel wrists, and they are swiveled at the top of the glove there. Same on both sides. Swivel waist. It kind of, I don't know how to explain this, kind of wobbles, but you're not really going to get him to stick in any of the positions, but he does swivel there. He's got swivel hips, which move forward, and these bits here are soft rubber. It's actually a separate piece at the belt so that it doesn't impede articulation. He's got ball hinge knees that swivel at the top, and down here at his ankles, ball hinge ankles with not the best range of motion, but it's pretty good. This guy's paint is different than the other release of the Kashyyyk Trooper. It's kind of got a larger camouflage pattern. So he is different, so he's worth picking up if you like the camouflage style. Overall this pack, it's kind of old. It's an older pack, so some of the articulation in Quaylen Voss isn't as good, but they're cool figures and they're both sculpted well. So if you don't mind the articulation on Quaylen Voss, it is a pack that's worth picking up. I can suggest reading the comic books because I have read them all, and it's got a pretty good story. This guy here, if you like the Kashyyyk Troopers, is definitely worth having. So I would give the pack overall probably an 8 out of 10, and this guy a 9 out of 10. He's pretty cool. I guess maybe a 10 out of 10. There's no real problems with him. So in the comments below, tell me what you think about this pack and this figure. Whether or not you'd buy him or not. and I'll see you later.